marvelous achievements, but one thing they were never envied for is their cuisine. Here's a list of the top 10 British foods foreigners find weird or disgusting. Number 10. We start our rundown with the infamous Scottish traditional haggis. This exquisite dish is basically pudding made from sheep's organs, spices as stock, all graciously encased in the animal's stomach. Originally invented in the 15th century, it only became Scotland's national dish in the late 18th century, being served traditionally with boiled nips and tatties and a glass of Scotch whisky. Number 9. What is traditionally prepared from shallow frying the leftover vegetables from a roast dinner, this confusing looking food has got its name from the cabbage, which makes bubbling and squeaking sounds during cooking. This 2-century-old recipe used to contain meat originally and has enjoyed huge popularity during Second World War, being an efficient way to use leftovers in a time where food was rationed. It may not look that bad, but most foreigners do not seem to enjoy leftover fried cabbage and potatoes served with brown sauce and pickles. Number 8. Black pudding is a type of blood sausage commonly eaten in Britain and Ireland. It's typically made of pork fat, pork blood and oatmeal, all boiled in its skin, or sometimes grilled, fried or baked. In some areas of Scotland and Britain, the pudding is commonly battered, deep-fried and served with fries, while some modern recipes tried adding a twist to this meal by serving it as an ice cream. If the mentioning of blood didn't put you off, you should also bear in mind the high content of saturated fats and cholesterol. Oh, and that English breakfast everybody loves. Yes, it's traditionally served with this stuff. Number 7. Stargazy pie is a pastry-based fish pie from the 16th century and is made with whole pilchards or sardines positioned in a way to poke their heads out, appearing to gaze at the stars. Apparently, the purpose of this was to let all the oils to be released into the pie during cooking and add to the flavor. This mesmerizing meal has its origins in a small fishing village of Mousehole in Cornwall. The legend has it that on December 23rd, one brave fisherman named Tom Balcock decided to brave the storm and threatening waves when no one else dared and managed to capture enough fish to feed the village. The entire catch, including 7 types of fish, was baked into a pie which had the fish heads poking through to prove that there were fish inside. Number 6. Scotch eggs are made from hard-boiled eggs wrapped in sausage meat, coated in breadcrumbs and deep-fried. Curiously enough, this practice of encasing a pre-cooked egg in meat actually originated in North Africa, and there are even earlier mentions of exports from India, from where this technique made its way to United Kingdom, where people loved it. But they are not the only ones who love this snack. More recently, Scotch eggs have gained popularity in the United States, where many British-style pubs started serving them, and you can even find them at your local festival. Number 5. Laverbread is a traditional Welsh delicacy made from seaweed. The laver is boiled for several hours, then minced and pureed, and the green and gelatinous result can be consumed as it is or accompanying other local foods like bacon and cockles, the traditional Welsh breakfast. Laver is a type of edible seaweed which comes in different colors such as purple, red or brown, and is consumed in many parts of East Asia such as China, Japan and Korea. Although it's packed full of protein, iron and vitamins, many people still avoid this unappetizing food due to its expecting texture. Number 4. Potted shrimps is a typical Lancashire dish made with brown shrimp all set in a small pot filled with butter. The shrimps are entirely covered in an excessive amount of butter which acts as a preservative, after which they are traditionally stored in a glass jar. Ian Fleming absolutely loved this curious dish so much that he passed on his predilection for the fatty snack to his famous fictional creation, James Bond. Number 3. Faggots is another weird creation from the United Kingdom made from offcuts and organs, especially pork. The unfortunately named dish is made from pig's heart, liver and belly meat with herbs and sometimes breadcrumbs. Making its first appearance in the mid-19th century, it has seen a decrease in popularity in the recent years. Although its meaning is harmless in Britain, the same cannot be said for the United States where, quite understandably, people misinterpreted the name so much that Facebook had temporarily banned several culinary pages mentioning the recipe due to the confusion. Number 2. Filled with steak, kidneys and gravy, this pie is the most representative dish for the British cuisine. It's hugely popular nowadays and there's a good chance you'll find it on the menu in every pub or local restaurant you visit. First recipes date back 3 centuries ago when Britain started going crazy for pies, creating sweet and savory variations of this dish as it was relatively easy to make. Its popularity has resulted in various slang names such as Kate and Sydney pie, snake and kitty pie, and snake and pygmy pie. Number 1. Dating back from the 18th century, the jellied eels recipe has its roots in the east side of London, where it was considered a cheap and nutritious food source for the locals back in the day. This meal is usually prepared using freshwater eels native to Britain, chopping and boiling them in water and vinegar with added nutmeg and lemon juice, after which they're left to cool, forming the not so delicious looking jelly. Locals prefer having it with pie and mash, dressed with chili vinegar or malt vinegar and a dash of white pepper. Although it sounds quite horrible, variants of this recipe can also be found in France, Germany and Poland.